Alright, so this first video is going to strictly deal with the notes from 3.1. So the notes that were all posted today are good for the rest of the week, but this is just, alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to travel to another dimension, the third dimension. You see an example down here of a three-dimensional figure. Once we get there, we'll discuss parallel lines, alright, perpendicular lines, and something that might be new for some of you called skew lines. All right, parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. All right, coplanar lines that don't intersect. Okay, so for example, AB and GE. Now, AB and CF, most people know are parallel, but so is AB and GE, because we can make a plane that connects from there to there. All right, so as long as we connect the plane, they don't intersect, they're going to be parallel. Perpendicular lines are coplanar lines intersecting to make a right angle. All right, coplanar lines intersecting to make a right angle. All right, so if I'm looking at that, GE and FG, CE and EG, DG and GE. All right, because those are all squares, and squares make right angles. Now, something perhaps that's new, skew lines. And when you think of skew lines, think of an overpass, not a bridge, but an overpass. So an overpass is designed for traffic, all right, to go back and forth. So basically, an overpass is an example of skew lines, defined as lines in different planes. Right. And defined as lines in different planes that are not parallel. All right. In other words, if they were in the same plane, they would intersect. All right. And in this case, they do not. So, for example, DG and BC. DJ and BC. DJ you would describe as going back from front to back. BC is going from left to right. So, therefore, those would be skew lines. All right. Make sure that given a diagram, you can identify the relationship between a pair of lines, all right, and label lines, all right, so that the desired relationship is shown. All right, and then you see some reference if you want to look at your book on page 141, those examples. Now, returning to the flat world. On a plane, when lines intersect two or more lines at distinct points, all right, so it's got to be different points, so we're moving away from vertical angles. The angles formed at these points create special angle relationships. Special angle relationships. The description and location is based upon, all right, what we call a transversal. Is based upon a transversal. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines at different points. All right, or distinct points. These will break down into interior, all right, and exterior locations. Interior angles are going to be found between the two lines. As you can guess, exterior angles are then found outside these same two lines. All right. We're then going to throw in the word alternate. All right. We're going to throw in the word alternate, which involves opposite sides of the transversal. Opposite sides of the transversal. All right. So, we'll move down, we'll get some definitions in. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. That's the symbol for angles. Are non-adjacent angles found on opposite sides. There's the alternate part of the transversal. All right. So examples of this: 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles. 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles. Alternate exterior angles are non-adjacent exterior angles, obviously, found on opposite sides of the transversal. So now we're talking about 1 and 8, 2 and 7. Same side interior angles. All right, are non-adjacent angles that lie on the same side of a transversal. So now we're talking about 4 and 6, 3 and 5. All right. And then finally we have what we call corresponding angles. All right, corresponding are angles found on the same side of the transversal in the same corresponding or relative location. All right, so basically these all had 2 pairs. Okay, corresponding there are usually going to be 4 pairs, 1 and 5, because 1 and 5 would both be described as the lower left. 3 and 7, lower left. 2 and 6, upper right. 4 and 8, lower right. So there's going to be 4 pairs of corresponding locations. All right, the next video will deal with some practice problems, so best of luck. And hopefully it is of great assistance to you. See ya.